G'day, welcome to another Kubota Down Under video. I wanted to point out today some of the issues that you can have with the greasing of any piece of equipment, but you can see here how I'm trying to clean off excess grease from around the grease nipples on the front end loader, lift arm, the Kubota, around the grease nipples, etc. This has really come about because I was probably a little bit heavy-handed with grease, put a bit too much on there. So I've just had to get a whole lot of WD-40, which works pretty well, and get some of the grease off. There are a whole lot of areas where it didn't come off really well. One of the places is inside the area around the grease nipple that you can see there. So I've got this little piece of, it's actually an irrigation fitting, but any piece of pipe or tubing would do. Put a piece of rag over the end of it, nice clean piece of rag, and essentially just scrub that backwards and forwards around the grease nipple. It surprisingly gets a whole lot of the grease out, and take as much time as you like to do it, but it's just a helpful little tip on how to keep that particular area quite clean. One of the big things with making sure that you get all the grease off whenever you grease something is because of that build-up of dirt. Dirt just gets attracted to grease, and you end up with just a messy lump, which does transfer a whole lot of things. Even as you're working around the machine, it gets all over yourself. Very difficult to clean off. It just takes time. You can see there didn't seem to be a lot of grease down in those in around those grease nipples, but there certainly is. One of the other big things with cleaning these off is that there is a tiny ball bearing on the top of the grease nipple, which when you put your grease gun, when you attach it, that's the part that moves to allow the grease to flow in. You can see there, it's just a tiny little ball bearing. If that has grit, dust, anything on it, you attach your grease gun and pull the trigger, all of that grit that is on that ball bearing will end up inside with the rest of the grease. That's no good. It's a recipe for disaster. Catch you next time.